Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Attention Iowa business owners. Is your business missing sales because you're too busy to follow up? Every missed call or delayed message could be costing you money. At Easy Biz Tech, we help local businesses stay ahead by automating customer follow-up, so no lead gets left behind. Missed a call? Our system texts back instantly. Need personalized outreach? We send automated texts, emails, and even use AI-powered voice agents to connect with your customers 24/7. Stop losing money because of slow follow-up. Contact Easy Biz Tech today, where Iowa businesses win online.
The Watch Your Fire and Rescue Soup Supper is Saturday, January 18th from 5 to 7 p.m. The menu is chili, potato, and Wisconsin cheese soup with desserts. Delivery is available within Watch Your city limits. Call 641-660-2239 or 641-224-5250 to place your order. It's the Watch Your Fire and Rescue Soup Supper this Saturday from 5 to 7. The Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney presents the Faster Horses with opening act Neva Alden in concert Friday, July 18th at the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney. The Faster Horses are your one-stop shop for both kinds of music, country and western. If you like high-energy 90s style country music, you're gonna love the Faster Horses. And Neva Alden is one of the best up-and-comers on the Iowa country music scene. And don't forget about the third annual Fair Kickoff Cook-Off on Saturday, July 12th. It'll be here before you know it. The concert at the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney on Friday, July 18th. Style Me Crazy is a boutique store at 115 South Main in New Sharon. Boutique hours are Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get fast free shipping on orders of $150 plus, and they've got hundreds of styles to choose from, plus beauty items, accessories, shoes, and more. Go to StyleMeApparel.com for more information and to see all that they have to offer at Style Me Crazy. Follow Style Me Crazy Boutique on social media or stop in person at 115 South Main in New Sharon. And welcome into the sports section. We are live from Barn Wired in big old Sigourney, Iowa, 119 East Marion Street in Sigourney. Home decor, coffee, and more. In fact, you can get some coffee and breakfast on this Saturday morning to warm you up and get going. We have the sports section live, and we've got a loaded show today. We're going to be starting off with North Mahaska girls basketball. We've got Montezuma boys basketball and Albia boys basketball to get to this morning. Andy McGuire is our host. Andy, I'll let you take it away from here with North Mahaska girls basketball.
All right, we've got a familiar face on this morning. Brecken Schilling is with us. So, Steve, I'm going to dub this segment Chilling with Schilling.
Oh. You put some thought into that.
It hit me on the way over here. I can't help it. It's a gift. But Brecken, as my co-host, why don't you introduce our guests?
All right, first of all, we have the infamous Coach L.E. Moore. Amazing, absolute gritty professional, okay? And then we have Regan Gruey, fellow senior.
All right. Gritty professional. We're going to have to see that by the end of this. By the end of this broadcast, Coach, you're going to be doing it because, Brecken was here as part of the dance crew and did some silly moves, I think, or some really technical moves. I'm not sure which it is because I have no idea about dance. But we're not here to talk about dance. We're here to talk about basketball. And the North Mahaska girls are on an absolute tear this season. Coach, tell us how your season's going so far.
It's going great. The 7 seniors we have and have been working hard, and of course, Allie Style, our junior point guards, mixes right in with them, and certainly we're right where we want to be as a team. We're in the home stretch. We're going to hit that third week wall here pretty soon. With the emotional stuff we talk about all the time, where the season's long in January, it's cold, it's 3 games a week, and so forth, but. We have some big goals for this team. The girls are working hard every night, and I'm not disappointed in that effort at all. And we've got some tough games coming up. We know that, and that just makes us better.
All right, you guys played last night. Brecken, tell us who you played last night.
English Valleys.
English Valley. So that was a bit of a lopsided score. I know AV is kind of in a rebuild mode there, maybe, have some fresh faces. I know they graduated the Axmere girl last year, and so some new faces there. But this lopsided score is not a new thing for you guys. You guys have really been putting up a lot of points. How do you guys keep up the intensity and play your basketball when you know that, maybe you have superior talent, superior experience on the team? Yeah, we'll take it to Reagan. Reagan, you can get in this mix too.
I would say that we have really good communication, and I feel like us playing together for a very long time has helped with all that. So, yeah.
So I was in the gym the other night when you all took on Keota, and one thing that I noticed about North Mahaska girls is you guys have a ball. You guys have fun. You're smiling. You're laughing. The team chemistry, it translates to the fans. I don't care what fan, who you're there to watch. You can tell that you girls are having fun. Coach, I'm going to throw that question to you. Is there one girl on this team that is the emotional leader, or is it the whole group? Or tell me about that team dynamic.
Well, I think it's everyone. You have to stay connected as a team. No one's bigger than anyone else. We share the ball. We have to share the ball because we never know what type of a defense that they're going to throw at us. English Valley had a 1-3-1 last night. That's the first time we've seen a 1-3-1. I thought the girls, the second half, we really came out and attacked it better. We saw a box and one the other night. Haven't seen a box and one for a while. So I think every girl every night steps up, and we try to do that. We try to ISO sometimes in the paint, girls that have mixed matches, and we do a very good job with that, I think. Can we do better? Yeah, absolutely. Every night we can do better. We have that. We have to have that mentality, and we have to reflect on what we do as a coaching staff, and certainly as teammates. And but I think this team. We had senior night last night, and I said some words at the end that when they leave these walls of North Mahaska, they have to put out their best. They have to work hard. There's just things that as you turn to be an adult, you learn on the courts, and how you act and toward referees, and how you act toward your teammates, and how you appreciate our fans. And these girls do a very, very nice job, and we appreciate everyone coming out watching these girls, and that just fuels our fire. And our conference is getting tougher, and we've got some good teams in our conference, but we have to play better. We worry about us.
That's a great point. I've heard a lot of coaches talk about, the X's and O's, the offensive or defensive philosophies. Coach, do you spend much time scouting other teams, or is it more about what you guys do as a team?
Well, as an old timer, I used to be a lot of X and O's, but we do scout other teams. I do watch a lot of film, and I know who we have to look to stop or try to contain, and usually Reagan draws that assignment. Because she's quick, she's fast, she's strong, and she does what we ask her to do. And she usually gets the best offensive player, and certainly we do that, and you have to, and so forth and so on. So yeah, X and O's, yeah, we spend some times what might work, what might not work, but not as much. We work on a lot of shell drill, a lot of defense, and that's what I grew up with, and so that goes to them. We have to play defense to win games.
That's great to hear that. I think a lot of teams, I watched the Iowa Hawkeyes get absolutely destroyed last night because they apparently don't believe in playing defense. But, that's good to hear that you focus on those things, because I think it is a bit of a lost art on playing a complete game. And it would be easy to do, I think, for North Mahaska, just with the talent that you have on that team and the ability that you have to score. I'm going to ask Reagan a question. Reagan, can you tell me about the practice? How does Coach run practice? Is it as fun at practice as it is in the game? Because you guys, like I say, you guys seem to have a ball out there whenever you're together.
Yeah, I would say that it's really fun. We always just mess around. Sometimes might get yelled at, but we just have a good time. And he goes over a lot of plays, and we just run that. Like, he talks about who we have to stop, go through that. We scrimmage a little bit, do a lot of shooting because we need to be on that night, and I'd say that's about it.
Do you have like one leader on the team? Does Brecken have to come down and put everybody in their place and say, hey, you got to do what you got to do, or are you having to do that to Brecken? Because I get the sense that maybe Brecken's a bit distracting at times.
Yeah, sometimes. No, just kidding. I'd say Brecken, yeah. She's a really good leader on our team. It's good to have her.
So, Brecken, you know, looking at the schedule, like I say, a lot of lopsided wins for you guys, but you did play a really, really tough game against Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont, EBF, the top-ranked team, obviously. Yeah, I'm going to ask you about it. How did the team respond after that loss, one that I'm sure that you all were expecting to win?
We definitely hoped we were going to win. Response was probably more just like, get them next time. Like, we knew going into the game it was going to be really tough. We knew it was going to be close. I think now we're just kind of like, now we know for next time, like, this is what we got to do. Next time, don't do this. We should do this more. Hoping, like, at state tournament, that we'll beat them. But
right, yeah. You do have to prepare, and that's a great segue as my co-host leading into the next question is looking at the schedule moving ahead. What games do you have circled on that schedule that you're really gunning for, or are you going to give me the cliche answer that we just take it one game at a time?
we take it one. No, I'm kidding.
I was expecting that.
Montezuma. Or we're looking at that one. Obviously, we're looking at Sully. That'll be close again. All the conference rivals are always. We're ready for those.
Those Monty boys didn't even flinch over there.
No.
Oh, they're listening though.
No
I got a smile on
acknowledgement.
multiple. Yeah, they heard it. So no, that's all good. So moving ahead into that postseason, Coach mentioned it. You mentioned it, Brecken. What do you guys got to do to be successful, Coach? I'm going to ask you that question.
Certainly, it. For me and our coaching staff, and we will talk with the girls, we've just got to take a day at a time. Yeah, we have games circled, certainly, and so do they. We know that. They know that. And that's a good rival. I mean, I coached at Montezuma for years, and it's kind of fueled the fire there. And, of course, Linville-Sully's Linville-Sully. We know that. And certainly, and they know we're North Mahaska. We're going to come at them. And the comment that I get from coaches is that and I take it very seriously, that my girls play hard, and they never stop. And that's what's gratifying as a coach. It's 32 minutes, and we've got to play that way, certainly. And postseason, I don't know if we win out, which that's our goal. Hopefully, we get a good place to go. They don't put us in with Regina or Hitton, I think's fourth. So I hope they move us all around. Certainly, that's always a dynamics when it comes to that. So we've just got to work hard and outwork kids and outwork the other team, certainly. And that's why I try to stay as calm as I can, because I know what these girls can do. And we just got to stay connected, and that's the biggest thing as a team, because you come into this time of the year in the third week of January. There's a lot of things going on, and so there's things that we have to continue to work on as a team. And the old cliche, together everyone achieves more, and that's what I believe in. And I talk with them all the time. Handle hard better. I'll borrow that from Kara Lawson from Duke. You're going to have hardships during the season, and you just got to handle it. And how you handle it is, you get away for a little while, you go read for a while, you go work out for a while, whatever trips your trigger. You got to find something. And I go to my farm, and I work, and I don't think about a lot of things till I get back into the groove. So, postseason is postseason. We've been there before, so it's going to be fun.
Brecken, you're distracting the heck out of me right now. There's lots of tones and sounds and laughing and giggling going on over here. What's so funny with you? I got to know.
Coach Moore, he's big curry. He got the cattle. Shows up in his jeans and his work boots.
Has he got some oat sticking out of his mouth, like the old school farmer and the pitchfork? No. He was just talking about watching Scott Van Pelt after the after the games or whatever? Because I'm joking. I'm talking into the camera like, we're friends. But I was saying how Brecken is – I'm saying how Brecken is the Saturday Night Live green jacket of this group because she's been here so many times. And every time it's amusing to me. So it's fun. This is really distracting. So getting back to Coach, one of the questions I ask the kids every time is, what do you do to get up before a game? Is there any specific ritual that you run through to get yourself in the right mindset to get off of the farm and get back into the gym?
Recently, I've happened to be driving my dually to school because my car broke down. So I take it out, fill it up with fuel on game days, get me a coffee or something, and then I come back, I watch a junior high game or something, and it's just you wear the same shoes and so forth and so on to the games, and as coaches we wear either red or black, and we always kind of talk about that, and but I have my ways. Some things I do, I won't share those with you, but it's just I've been doing it for a long time, and that's just who I am. So.
Sure, yeah. And then how about the wind down? Is there anything specific that you do, say, after a win or a loss? Is there a difference there?
The reflection is 22 miles from school. I drive back home, and I'm thinking on what I could have done differently, and we coaches talk after the game, certainly, but it just goes through my mind what I could have done better or communicate better or what we did do well. And we do several things very well, and there's some things that we continue to have to do better. And so that's just who I am, and certainly I like where our team is at. I like where my family's at, and I'm very comfortable where I'm at. I've got a lot of support, and certainly I appreciate all those people at North New Sharon that I've known for years because that's where I prepped, and so forth. So I've known them for years, and what Brecken was saying and Reagan, we had a good moment the other night because Sammy Van Wilden was shooting shots, and I said, well, if you make a half-court shot, I'll buy the whole team coffee. Well, she did. Yeah. So we went up we had morning practice, and it was a good moment for the girls. I really, I kind of had that in mind. I was hoping she'd make it, but I bought them all coffee, and that's a good feel moment. They need that, and you need, like I keep going back to the word connected, and that's so important at this time of the year, and because there's a lot going on. We're excited about the end of the season coming up. We're excited about postseason. We know what we have to do. We know we can do it, and Eddyville's a formidable foe. They've got some players, and so do we. So it was a good game with them, and hopefully if we see them again, I hope the turnout's a little our way because I've got a lot of friends down there as well, and so they know how we play, and it's a good vibe for these girls to witness that and go through it as a team.
Yeah. Coach, you mentioned north of New Sharon, North Mahaska. Brecken mentioned maybe the rivalry or alluded to the rivalry with Montezuma. Is that a tough thing to overcome, knowing that you've coached at Monty, you're at New Sharon now, and that's a rivalry? I mean, that is, those two teams, those two towns maybe don't love one another.
When it comes to basketball and so forth, it's a good rivalry. There's a lot of good people in Montezuma. I've got a lot of good friends there still. So, it was hard at first going back there, coaching and so forth. But now it's not that tough. But it's been fun. It's a good rival because I know the type of ball they play. It's good, and we play good balls. And so it's like I said, good for the communities, and jabs here, jabs there, whatever you want to say. But it's just good for basketball, Iowa basketball.
Yeah, anytime you have a rivalry like that, you know that there's some quality there, because if the quality wasn't there, the rivalry might not be as strong as it is. So good to see two small communities in Iowa having that rivalry and having that fun, and hopefully it stays respectful. Reagan, same question. Any superstitions before a game that you try and follow through with, and then how do you wind down after one?
I don't think I do have any, but afterwards I think a lot to myself and just think of what I could do better and what next time, and just like how I could work as a better teammate with my team. And I'd say that's about it with everything.
Yeah. And then maybe another question for you two seniors. What are you guys dreaming of doing, or what are your plans after high school?
I'm going to go to Kirkwood and be an occupational therapist. So, yeah.
Brecken, plans?
Going out to Western Colorado, playing some more basketball. Going to major in psychology. Then come back to Iowa for medical school for psychiatry. And maybe see how that goes.
That sounds fun. Well, the next time I have you on, we'll talk about how you ended up at Western Colorado, and we'll get into the details of that. But we got to keep the program going. So, without
I got
further
two quick
ado,
things.
Oh, yeah.
One thing I'm going to ask, and Coach, maybe you want to take this one. I know, obviously, Brecken and Reagan and Allie, and I'm drawing a blank on some other players, but I know Sydney Anderson has really been coming on strong here lately. If you want to give her a little love here.
Oh, absolutely. I'll give them all some love. I tell you what, like I said, these girls every night, you never know who's going to have the mismatch, who's going to be feeling it. And Sid, tremendous young lady, got a personality that you got to understand, plays hard and can jump very, very well and very physical. And we've had some great mismatches with her, and these girls find her, and that's so important. And she can put up the darndest looking shot sometimes, and the thing goes in, I'm telling you. And but she's very quick on her feet, and certainly the girls all know that. And defensive-wise, she works hard, and she can jump with anyone. And that's important. And, like Libby Hargis last night. Libby had a double-double. Might be the first one, I don't know if in her career or what, but she had 11 points, 10 rebounds. Nice. And certainly for her was tremendous boost for her. Peyton and Sam come off, and they started last night. And kudos to I got to shout out these are my captains, and they stepped down last night to let some other seniors start. And I was so proud of them to doing that. And that's hard because they've been starting for a long time, and that just shows you the character that these young ladies have. And so Allie Style. Allie's been starting almost since she's been a freshman, and she stepped down as a junior to let some seniors start. And those girls stepped in and played hard, and they did well. And so very proud of that aspect of the team as far as I'm concerned. And there wasn't much conversation. We just said, hey, would you guys think about this? It's, sure, no problem. So kudos.
Yeah, good deal. And one last thing, Brecken, we're going to go back to the dance team. Since we had the dance team in here, a month ago or so? How did things go at the bowl game with the dance team?
Oh, it was so great. Got the most amazing tan. No, it was so much fun.
Where were you at, Florida?
Tampa, Florida. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, just being in the Buck Stadium was crazy. It was a lot of just like waiting around until you went, and then it started raining, and it was crazy. And it was so much fun.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Were you paying attention? Who won the game?
No, I have no idea. I left at halftime.
All right. Well, of course, we're covering a lot of North Mahaska games here on Steve Shetler Media this winter. We'll be doing the North Mahaska Montezuma games coming up on Friday. It'll be audio only, so you can tune in. It'll be like a radio broadcast via Facebook and YouTube. But tune in. Got a couple of great games with the boys and girls games coming up on Friday night. And best of luck to you guys. Best of luck the rest of the season.
Andy, thank you. Steve, thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Let's get a picture here before you get out of here. 3, 2, and 1. All right. That's North Mahaska girls basketball. Thank you so much for coming in on this Saturday morning. We're going to transition into the Montezuma boys basketball team. Guys, we're going to take about a 1-minute break, and we'll bring in the Montezuma boys coming up next. Find your Iowa dream home with AE Realty in Montezuma. With unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise, AE Realty is the Montezuma real estate expert you've been looking for. Whether you're buying or selling, AE Realty can help you get the best deal. You can find AE Realty at 321 East Main Street in Montezuma. Call 641-623-2639 or online at www.aerealtyinc.com.
Iowa Petite Pearl from Tassel Ridge Winery is a complex dry red wine. The first impression is a lightly acidic entry, transitioning to dark fruit and a long, pleasing finish. It was made from Petite Pearl grapes, which were grown in our Mahaska County vineyards. It's a versatile wine that will pair with grilled meat or pasta with a tomato-based sauce. Iowa Petite Pearl is currently available at Tassel Ridge Winery and a few of our retailers in Iowa.
Hey, we thank all of our sponsors for making things possible here on Steve Shuttler Media and the sports section, including Tassel Ridge Winery and AE Realty amongst our sponsors. We've got the Montezuma boys, some of the Montezuma boys basketball team in next. And as I was mentioning during the break to these guys, this is the first time we've had a Montezuma team on the sports section. So Montezuma making their debut on the sports section. Andy McGuire is your host. Andy, take it away.
Yeah, first timers, Montezuma boys, and what a time to join the sports section. You guys are having a whale of a season so far. Brady, why don't you start off? How's the season going so far?
It's been going pretty good. We had one close loss early in the year, but other than that, we've got a lot of good wins down the stretch, and now we're kind of starting to get on a roll and hoping to finish it out strong.
Yeah, that one loss coming to North Mahaska, who was just sitting here. The girls' version of it was, but the boys' version. But you guys are going to have a chance to look those guys up coming up here shortly, right? And another big game, if I remember right, I looked at your schedule this morning. So if I remember right, you had Linville Sully coming up. You got Montezuma coming up. Those are some big, big games for you guys. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Brady, why don't you go ahead and introduce these two guys you brought with you? I think you're kind of the floor general for this Montezuma Braves team, but you noted it. These are some tall fellas.
Yeah, Dangler couldn't be here this morning, so Max said I was the coach today. But two seniors here. We got Max Anderson and Cohen Holland.
All right, Max and Cohen, you guys look really ready to talk about Montezuma basketball today. Absolutely. All right, so we'll start with Max. Max, why don't you describe Brady Bolton's play? If you watch high school basketball, you've been seeing Brady Bolton's numbers that this guy's putting up. So tell me about Brady Bolton and how he runs this team.
Absolutely. He's a great player, but he could pass the ball a little more. I think his teammates would appreciate it, but he really gets things going for us and makes us feel good.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to stick up for Brady a little bit. I think he might lead the team in assists as well, right? Or he's close to it anyhow.
Yeah, maybe, but he shoots the most by far.
Yeah, he does. He does shoot quite a little bit, but I'll tell you what, I bet you guys aren't too sad that he's shooting that ball.
No, absolutely not. He likes to make them.
He does like to make them. All right, we're going to roll down to Cohen now. Cohen, why don't you describe the guy to your left?
He's definitely our floor general. He operates like the whole offense for us. Makes stuff happen. Makes a lot of shots. It's pretty great.
A lot nicer than what Max had to say.
Max, why are you so mean to Brady?
It's our relationship. He's always mean to me.
It's love-hate, right?
Yeah.
Or is there just, it's all hate?
It might be hate.
That's all good. That's all good. But anyway, no, you guys are what? Is the record 12-1 now? And the one loss coming to North Mahaska. What goals do you guys have for the rest of this season?
Yeah, I think it starts with what we got next week, starting the conference the second time around and having a chance to kind of go win the conference, essentially, if we get two big ones next week and then finish it out strong and then hopefully put ourselves in a good spot to get a good draw in the postseason and then try and make a run from there and see what we can make happen. We got a good squad this year.
Yeah, you guys are really well balanced. You got speed, you got size, you got dudes that can shoot, you got dudes that can rebound. So I agree with you, Brady. I think the sky's the limit on what this Monty team can do. But it is a team effort, right? And we're going to run down to Cohen a little bit. We've got three guys here that are obviously leaders on this basketball team, but why don't you tell us about the rest of the team? Who's on this team? Can you share a few names with us, guys that contribute, that maybe don't put up Brady Bolton-type numbers that still get the job done?
Shout out to Brooke Stockman and Luke Brennan. They're like our heart of the team. They're guarding guys like the whole floor. They just give us a lot of heart. It's great. We got Easton Hudnut too. He's great. He's been a great shooter for us. We got Dane Strong. He's been a great shooter and plays some good defense for us. We got David. He also plays some good defense for us. We got a lot of good players, I think.
Yeah. So a few years back, Montezuma took this thing all the way and got that state championship. You guys would have been probably just on the outside, maybe freshmen at that time, if I remember right. 8th grade?
Yeah.
So how much of an impact did that team have on your guys' expectations as basketball players? Are you guys trying to, emulate what those guys did, or you just kind of have respect for what those guys did?
I think it's kind of both. Obviously, you respect what they did, and you're kind of glad to be a part of it and see, Montezuma take it all the way and win a state title. But I think they kind of laid down the base for what we wanted to do and kind of gave us an example of this is how you do it, this is how you work hard, and kind of nice to see growing up and then being able to be the guys that go and have the chance to win a big game or make some noise in the postseason coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Max, I'm going to ask you this question. When looking at other players, maybe from other Montezuma teams or even at the college level or NBA level, is there a specific basketball player that you look up to that you try and mimic and follow in their footsteps?
You got me there. I wouldn't really say anything, no. I just try to play my own game.
Gotcha. So I'm going to throw this kind of old school. Are you a Michael Jordan or a LeBron guy?
Oh, it's definitely Michael Jordan.
Oh, nice.
Definitely Michael Jordan.
Oh, we got Cohen disagreeing. Cohen, you're a LeBron guy, right? And Brady, I'm guessing maybe you're going to throw it somewhere else.
No, I'm going Michael.
Oh, he's a Jordan guy too. Good for you guys. At least 2 of you are right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
It's all good. It's all good. Cohen, tell me why you think LeBron is better than Jordan.
I mean, he's a better playmaker, in my opinion at least, and I think that just it puts him a notch over. He's been great for 20 years now. It's I think that just puts him over a little bit.
Oh yeah. All right, Brady. So I'm going to ask you this question. I grew up in Washington, Iowa, and I remember Buddy Bolton. I'm much younger than your dad is, but who is the better basketball player? Is Brady the better basketball player, or is Buddy the better basketball player?
If you talk to him, you'll probably get a different answer, but I'm going to say myself.
I don't remember Buddy's stats, but yours are pretty impressive. I will give you that. So tell me how it is for you to come out on the floor, and you put in, what was it, 50-some? I don't even know who the opponent was. I just remember seeing it on I call it Twitter. It's Twitter. It's not X. It's Twitter. But I saw that you put 54. Is that right, or 57?
54.
I remember you put 37 on Kyoto. I do remember that one. But how is it that you can create when you know that the other team is going to be guarding you?
I think a lot of it comes down to the other guys on the floor. I mean, having shooters all around like Max, you throw in Dane, Easton comes off the bench. We have other guys who can space the floor. And I think we got Cohen inside, setting good screens, making a presence. And that's what kind of opens up the floor and allows me to create, or, my teammates are finding me on back cuts. And when they hit shots and we kind of get things in a flow, that's when it really starts to happen, because they're hard to stop and we can get kind of whatever we want on offense, and that's what gets us rolling.
Yeah. And Max, it's got to be fun playing with a guy that draws that much pressure off. You can move around and you can really get into places and do things that maybe you wouldn't be able to do if you didn't have a guard that could create. What's it like playing, not just with Brady, but with the other guys when you have something like that going on?
Yeah, it's great. It really opens everything up, and when he's getting double teamed or something, it opens the shooting limits. It's just phenomenal. Yeah, it's great.
So talk to me about, the game preparation. Maybe you guys heard me ask the Monty girls this. What do you guys do to get ready for the game? Is there specific nutrition? Are you guys eating something specific, or is it different for everybody?
I'd probably say it's different for everybody. But I just listen to music and calm myself down.
Oh, yeah. There's the music one.
Yeah.
What's on the playlist?
Just a lot of stuff. random stuff. But it's normally like Red Hot Chili Peppers type music.
Oh, yeah. 90s rock.
Yep.
Dad rock.
Give it away, give it away.
Oh, there's Shetler singing again. He's an introvert, Cohen, same question for you. What are you doing to get ready for the ball game?
That day I usually try not to drink any sodas or anything. I try to stick to water. And an hour before I have to leave to go to school, I shower. It's just a thing I've done for a while.
Yeah. Cleanliness is godliness. Good for you, man. Brady?
Not too much. Kind of like Cohen said, just try and eat good. Kind of developed a tradition to go to my grandparents before the game and eating with them, and then get to the school, and we all kind of start our routines at the same time. getting dressed, going in the locker room, stretching, and then we all kind of just hang out, talk, kind of get it going before we get out there and play.
Right on. One thing that just sparked my memory is Shetler was singing Red Hot Chili Peppers. Montezuma has the pep band, and you guys have, is it a gal that sings during the halftime, during the timeouts? That's the only place I've seen that.
Yeah, I think so. We have a couple people who sing, and I know when the alumni come back, they sing as well. So.
Oh, is that what that is? Yeah. No, it's really cool. I really appreciate that about that gym, and the acoustics in there. It's so loud when that band goes, but it creates a great environment. Steve and I were talking off air that some of these gyms you go to, it is just you can see the tumbleweed roll across the floor, but Monty doesn't have that going on. You guys have a pretty good crowd going there, and it seems like a lot of folks are into it. What does that mean for you guys to hear those fans get in and keep you guys up? Is that something you hear during the game, or do you just kind of zone it out and get locked in?
It definitely makes an impact. I think Coach does a good job kind of before the game when we're getting out there ready to go. Be great environment out there, take it in, and it definitely plays a role into it. And I think when they get loud and they know we're making plays, it translates to us, and we have a little bit more fun out there, and it kind of helps us get momentum and keep rolling.
Yeah, very good. Max, Montezuma basketball, are you guys really set on X's and O's, or is it just kind of a free-flow basketball game?
Yeah, it's a little more free flow. We have a few set plays and stuff like that, but when we're feeling good, we're just going to keep playing and let it go.
All right, fellas. Well, Brady, I know you set the goal, but I'm going to take it off script a little bit here, and I'm going to ask you guys each a question, and you give me a name of a guy on the team or person on the team who fits this description. All right? Who is the craziest dude on the team?
Brooks Stockton, 100%.
Brooks Stockton is crazy. All
Shout
right.
out for the technical last night.
And I'm going to ask the follow-up question on another player, but Max, explain to me why Brooks Stockton is so crazy.
Yeah, he's an animal. He does not care about his body. He is going to go play defense and rebound.
Gotcha. Yeah, you got to have those guys on the team.
Yeah.
That's huge. All right, Max, who is the quietest person on the team?
I'd say Cohen probably. Yeah, he's a friendly giant. He doesn't like to talk, but he knows his place and he does what he needs to do.
All right, and Cohen, who is the leader on the team?
Probably have to say Brady. He's always, giving us pep talks and stuff. He's like a leader on the court and everything. He's been a great leader. It's been great to have him.
Gotcha. One thing that I've been a part of is every team seems to be able to do an impression of their coach. Can one of you guys do an impression of your head coach?
I don't know. Maybe when he yells at us to play defense. That's always a big one.
Always screaming.
Or when we actually have a tradition after every game, no matter what game, we win. Before he comes into the locker room, we shut all the lights off, and he comes in, he does this little robot walk, and we all bomb, and then we all cheer, and then break it down. But yeah, the robot walk's a famous celebration, especially when at the well.
Can you show me, do me a little demonstration of this robot walk?
You got it.
Nice.
So all the lights are off, he comes in, he gets his legs up and Brian, he's like this. And
Super slow and starts jumping really high. It's awesome.
I love it. Shetler,
We should mention that Coach couldn't be here this morning. He had some family commitments. I think kids playing basketball or something.
Oh.
Imagine that. So.
Yeah, I think he's sleeping in. What do you guys think?
Probably.
He just can't get up. Now, Steve, you got to have questions for these guys.
Matt or Brady, I was going to ask you how tall are you?
Listed at 5'10".
All right, less than 5'10". Because when people probably just see stats and don't see you in person, they might imagine you being taller than you are.
Yeah.
I mean, how does being less than 5'10", does it make it harder, easier to score the points that you're scoring? What do you think?
Kind of both ways. It took a little convincing to get me listed at 5'10" from Bangor, but won that battle. I'm quicker, as being smaller, that helps to be able to kind of get by guys. But then when you get to the rim, it's a little bit harder. But still being able to find a way and kind of use it as an advantage, and then being able to work around the disadvantage as well.
Okay. With that 54 that you put up here recently, Is that a school record, or do you have any idea? Was that a single game scoring record, or?
Yeah, the previous record was held by Trey Shear, who was on that state championship team, and it was 48. So.
Okay, so you smashed that.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm going to go old school here, Andy. Of course, I'm the old guy here in the room.
Yes, you are.
So I was a Sigourney graduate back in 1990, which means I played some of those fantastic late 80s teams, they won a state championship what year? 88, 89?
90.
90? Okay.
Yep.
And my story is from that time frame is I was on a team, a Sigourney team that was not good. Not good my sophomore year. And if I remember right, we went up to Montezuma and we got beat by over 100 points that game.
So I'm going to turn this question back to Steve. Steve, how did it feel being the best player on that team?
I was not the best
rest
player.
was terrible.
I was far from the best player on a really bad team.
You were carrying the load, and the rest of those guys just couldn't get it done, right?
Yeah, we'll put it that way.
Yeah.
No. It was embarrassing, but yet it's like, we got beat by over 100 points. How many people can say that? Now, the funny thing is, a few years later, we were actually a decent basketball team at the time. So that's the turnaround on that story.
When you got off of the team?
Yeah, once I graduated, I just took off. So that's my fun Sigourney Montezuma story. Now, we've got Steve Shetler Media going to be covering the North Mahaska Montezuma games coming up on Friday. As we mentioned earlier, it's going to be an audio-only broadcast, radio basically via Facebook and YouTube. What are your thoughts heading into that big game coming up on Friday with North Mahaska?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, like we mentioned earlier, they're the only team that's gotten us this year. So we kind of feel like we owe them one from earlier in the year. Didn't have the greatest shooting performance down there, which was kind of unfortunate. We did everything but shoot the ball well, and so having them now come to our place and get another crack at them is pretty big for us. And got another big one on Tuesday with Linville Sully, and then take care of business there, and then hopefully have a good night on Friday.
Awesome. How about you guys, big guys? You guys got any thoughts heading into this week?
I'm pretty confident. First time around, we shot our worst game of the year. So yeah, I think we got it, to be honest.
Yeah, the way we've been playing recently, it's no doubt we can play with them and possibly beat them.
And then Max, I was also thinking back that I think you won my Athlete of the Week playing golf, right?
Yeah.
So you're a golfer. You're looking forward to this spring?
Yep, I am. I just got new clubs. I'm really looking forward to it.
Are you was the warm weather yesterday making you itch to get out there?
I was, yeah. Other than the wind, I was really wanting to.
Andy, you got anything else?
Mine, Brennan was playing golf yesterday for sure, and he's been hitting the simulator. So, when you talk about new clubs, that kid's all over that thing. So here we go. And you got me curious, Max. What irons did you end up going with?
TaylorMade P790s.
Oh, the 790s. Very nice, very nice. All right, what do you got in the bag for a putter? This is bad. I shouldn't have got onto this thing. Yeah, what are you putting with?
I have a Cobra Supernova 3D printed putter.
Nice.
Sounds fancy.
It is very fancy.
I don't know anything about
Max
golf.
has good taste down here in golf clubs. I can assure you of that. But no, I'd be here all day with talking golf with him. So I wish you guys all the best. Good luck against that North Mahaska team and Linville and whoever else you're going to play. So best of luck, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, thank you for debuting Montezuma here on the sports section. We've got the girls team coming next week, so we're going to have back-to-back weeks with Montezuma. So hopefully we'll see more of Montezuma here on the sports section. And yeah, as Andy said, good luck in the rest of your season. I'll be seeing you guys on Friday night. That is the Montezuma boys. All right, guys, you are good to go. Albia, we'll be bringing you guys in next. What you're looking at right now on the screen is the upcoming schedule for Steve Shetler Media High School basketball schedule. As, we really buzzed through this week. We had 4 games that we had on the air this week, and we've got 3 games coming up next week. Yeah, come on in, guys, and just fill on in. Let's see here. We've got North Mahaska versus BGM coming up on Tuesday night. We've got Sigourney at Waco on Thursday night. And then, as we mentioned, that North Mahaska at Montezuma game, audio only, coming up on Friday night. You guys can get in behind there. Coach, you might want to pull up a chair. And I tell you what, we're going to get the Albia boys settled in here. We'll take a quick break and be back with more of the sports section right after this. Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. Alrighty, we do thank Oski Dental for being on board with the sports section here on Steve Shuttler Media. Boy, we're trying to get everybody in on screen. We're doing our best. We've got the debut of Albia boys basketball here on the sports section. Again, we're live from Barnwired on this cold Saturday morning. Get into Barnwired in Sigourney, get some coffee, get some warm breakfast, and get things rocking and rolling on your Saturday. Albia boys basketball with us. Andy, another team with a great record, off to a great start this season. I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, I think we have 3 basketball teams on this morning with a combined total of 4 losses. So you guys are flying high getting the season started. Coach, why don't you introduce the players that you brought with us today and what year in school they are, senior, junior, sophomore?
All right, sounds good. Rowan Archer's here to my left. He's a senior. Next to him in the middle front is Cale Schofield. He's a senior. Gage Chance is to the left front row. He is a sophomore. In the back closest to me is Spencer Madison. He is a senior. And next to him is Kason Baker, who is also a senior.
So I have the privilege of talking to a lot of different ball teams, clubs, organizations on this sports section show. I was perusing the stats for the Albia Blue Demons and just looking at the roster. You guys have a lot of guys that are able to score. It isn't just a Brady Bolton type situation where you got a guy with 420 points on the season so far. You've got guys that are all scoring 70 to 120, it looked like to me, and a lot of guys that are between that like 5'11 and 6'4 range, Coach. Is that an accurate depiction of the team that you got?
Yeah. So just kind of a good mix of size, guards, and you really feel like we've got the right mix of guys, the right mix of athletes, and the scoring's been pretty balanced, which is super important. Makes us harder to guard. Can't focus on someone. Don't see as much junk defense as we have in the past, maybe when you have one guy that really stands out for your club. So, we've had some games where we've had 3-4 guys in double figures, which makes it really difficult to defend us.
Yeah. One thing that does stand out to me, though, is this guy next to me, sophomore, and he's putting up some good numbers. That did catch my eye when I was looking through the stats that we've got a lot of upperclassmen, but you got this one sophomore listed at 6'4". Is that legit 6'4"?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You know how these rosters go. It's 6'4", but you might be 6'1", 5'10". You never know. Yeah. Coach, that never happens, does it, Coach?
No, we really are pretty accurate, I feel like, when I put the heights in. So.
All right. But anyway, sophomore, getting it done. Tell me about your season. How's that going so far? Is this something you expected? You put the work in and now you're getting it done?
Yeah, I played a lot of basketball over the summer, so that obviously helped me grow as a basketball player. But playing with this team, it makes it a lot more easier for my job because I don't have to do one job. I have 9 other players that can help me do my job. So,
right, yeah. Many hands make light work, eh?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Coach, why don't you tell us about those 2 losses? We'll start with the losses. Nobody wants to start with the negative, but we'll build up to this thing. We'll start on the negative, and we'll go to the positive. Looking down through it, looks like we have a loss to Knoxville.
Yep.
And a loss to another bigger school, Newton. Yes.
Yeah. And Knoxville was a big game for us on Tuesday, 2 undefeated conference schools, and we were really looking forward to it. And, just sometimes basketball is simple. Sometimes the ball doesn't go in the basket as much as you need it to, and that was really the case on Tuesday. And you look at that Knoxville score, it doesn't look great, but it was an 11-point game in the third. I think we had 4 straight possessions to cut into that lead, and we just didn't do it. We had some poor timing on some turnovers, and Knoxville got a run. And Knoxville's a really good team. I mean, I've been in Albia 24 years, and that's probably the most talented Knoxville team I've seen. So a really, really good Knoxville. And I think they're ranked 5th maybe in 3A. So, and then we turn around and we play Newton on Thursday. And Newton's record isn't as great, but Newton plays in Little Hawkeye, and they're losing to Norwalk by 6-7 points. And we go to Newton and have a chance to win that game. We end up losing by 5. So I was encouraged by how we responded to the Knoxville loss. A lot of disappointed guys in the locker room after both games. Felt like we definitely could have won the game on Thursday, but a stretch where we didn't score, a stretch where we didn't shoot as well. But again, you're playing better competition and you're getting defended a little bit harder, and the scouting reports were a little bit more accurate probably. And when you play good teams like that, sometimes early in the year you get away with some things. You're winning games, but you're not doing everything the right way. So to have a couple losses where we can kind of pinpoint some things like, hey, this is going to hurt us in big games, that can only help us down the stretch.
Yeah, Coach, it's never, as a competitive person, you never want to lose.
Right.
But you do peel out the positive things that happen when you do lose, and it gives you perspective on what you need to clean up. And Coach, do you ever, I have this debate that sometimes it's good to drop 1 or drop 2 in the long run. Do you believe that too? Is that your philosophy, that it maybe even takes some pressure off?
Yeah, we didn't want to lose either one. We would have loved to come in here and been 11-0 and feeling the same way that we did the week before. But I guess in terms of the loss, to me, it's if you don't play a tough schedule and you don't have teams that challenge you, and you get challenged at the end of the year, you get challenged in the last game of the year, you have no room to. You have no chance to come back and practice and improve on those things. So to get those losses when we did, and to be able to, because sometimes you're in practice and I'm telling guys, hey, we're not doing this right, or the fundamentals aren't where they need to be, but it's not showing up in a game. It's not hurting us in games. So when you can make the connection between the mistakes we're making and then see how it hurt us here in this situation, that's pretty valuable.
Yeah. Well, the next segment I kind of want to do with this group, since we have so many, is just walk down who each of these guys are. We got the name, we got the year, but Coach, we're going to start with you, and we're going to work this way and then come this way. Can you describe the guy next to you and what his style of play is? Now, I'm going to guess with this guy that he's rough and tumble, because we're sporting a bit of a black eye here. Are we missing any teeth? I don't think so. We got a good smile.
He's got all his teeth.
Well, let me ask you a question before we go to you. Did you win the fight or did the other guy?
It's a long story.
All right, we'll get to that then. So, Coach, describe your
the guy next to me?
Yes.
Okay, the guy next to me is my son, Rowan Archer. So, Coach's kid. So he's got to be pretty unselfish. He's got to play the right way. He's got to play as absolutely hard as he can. He's got to be a great teammate. He's got to be a leader. He's got to be vocal, and he's been all those things. So, maybe not a guy that you're going to get on quick stats and be overly impressed with and say, oh, look what he's doing here or look what he's doing there, but super consistent and super consistent from a lot of different areas, leadership and effort and attitude. And, I'm proud of that more than I am any statistical category. So one of a bunch of seniors. We got 11 seniors on the team, 8 of which I've been a part of their travel experience since they were in second grade, third grade. So to have a group of 8 that you coach since they're second or third grade and now they're seniors, pretty special group.
Yeah, absolutely. Cohesive unit for sure.
Yep.
And you're right. I mean, anytime you're the coach's kid, you could literally be Michael Jordan or LeBron James and somebody's gunning for you. So kudos to you. And we're going to ask that question later on. Is it Michael or is it LeBron?
They're ready.
All right, so go ahead.
Let me just describe him.
This guy. Yep.
This is Kale. And describe his play as a really good shooter. And I'd say 2 years ago, Kale, if he wasn't shooting well, he probably wouldn't do much else. But now, if Kale's not shooting well, he'll play defense or do what he can to help us win a game. And Kale's in a slump right now, but I got faith he'll get out of it because I know he will because he's a great shooter.
All right, Kale, you're up.
The guy to my left, Gage Chance, really just an all-around great player. He can score the ball in all 3 levels and is a really good defender, can guard guards, guard bigs, and he's an unbelievable passer too. He really doesn't fail in anything in his game.
Must be true because you're not even blushing.
Behind me is Kason Baker. And one thing about him is if Coach tells him anything, he'll remember it a week, 2 weeks from when Coach told him. And he's really a good defensive player, and he's our second point guard that comes off the bench. So to have 2 true point guards on your team is pretty big. And so Casey Baker's he's a team player and just helps us all around.
I got Spencer Madison here to my right. May not be the tallest looking guy on the court, but he's for sure is one of our best defenders. I mean, even though his size doesn't help him, he's out there guarding everybody at the wing, in the post. I mean, it really doesn't matter. He's a big, strong dude who knows what he's doing. He's a hard worker in practice. I mean, he's always focused, and he's got that grit to him.
You got the big, strong, gritty dude that knows what he's doing. All right, you got to describe the coach now. Lucky you.
First of all, I like to clarify. I'm actually 6'2" and a little taller than the kid to my left. Describe coach. He's a great coach. Just got his 300th win actually. So that's a pretty big accomplishment there. He's always got a good game plan. Sends out scattering reports. Does a lot of research on the teams we're playing. Gets us as prepared as we can be. Actually, I think it was last week in practice. I saw him dunking at basketball, so he's still pretty active. He can get involved in practice and stuff like that. He's always challenging us to one-on-ones and stuff. But yeah, just a great all-around coach.
Wow, 300 wins, still dunks. Nice. That's impressive.
Last couple sentences were false.
All right, but we do have to talk about 300 wins. You want to hand that mic back to Coach, please? Thank you. Coach, what does it mean to get 300 victories?
It means that I've been somewhere a really long time. And I've coached some really good kids, and I have had some really good assistant coaches, and I've got a wife and a family that has allowed me to put this type of time in. I don't. There's no chance that. It was my wife's 300th win. It was really my mom's 300th win. She doesn't miss any games. She's done scrapbooks for all 24 years I've been there. So a really cool accomplishment, but a coach doesn't do it without good players, good coaches around him, a good support system. And really the Albia community has wasn't really what I was expecting. I'm an Tumble guy and didn't think I would be there 24 years, but it's a really special place with a lot of really, really good people. So just fortunate to find the right fit, fortunate to be able to coach some really talented basketball players and in a community that for the most part has supported me.
Absolutely. 300 wins is nothing to sneeze at. There are a lot of coaches out there that coach for a long time that don't get close to 300. One of the things that I like chatting with folks that have been around a little bit, maybe in leadership roles, like coaching, are, what are your beliefs in terms of leadership, and what qualities are you trying to instill into your athletes, maybe not just as athletes, but as people?
Yeah, I think the two biggest things you can control are how hard you work and how you treat people. I mean, I think it's a lot of situations when you're in leadership roles, it boils down to those two things. The type of relationships you can build, and then how much time you're willing to put into your craft, and how serious you're willing to take it, and the hours that you're willing to put in. And like you said, there's a lot of really good coaches that don't find the right fit. I've coached against a lot of really good coaches that don't have great career records, and you see coaches with really nice career records that aren't as good as those coaches. So, it's about finishing every year and trying to find a couple of things that you really need to get better at. Always knowing that you're not as good as you can be, and I think that really should carry over to life too. You find something in life that you want to be good at, and every year you try to get better at it, because there's always going to be somebody maybe you're not direct competition with, but I feel like that's what successful people do, is they just continue to try to get better.
Yeah, I've been always impressed with the Albia folks, not just Albia. I've been blessed to be a part of this Saturday morning sports show where I get to talk to coaches, I get to talk to athletes from all over Southeast Iowa, and there's been one consistent theme. Quality coaches bring quality kids in here, and sometimes those records reflect it and sometimes they don't. But I can be more proud to be part of Southeast Iowa, East Iowa, Central Iowa, whatever you want to call it, whatever the region is, to have that opportunity. And Coach, what you're describing is the same thing to me. Anyway, sorry about the soapbox. But I want to get back to the more pressing question. LeBron or Michael?
Ooh, this argument comes up a lot. I mean, there's a couple of these guys that are really ready to go. I've always been a Michael guy, but Michael Jordan was not doing what LeBron's doing right now at 40. And I know the technology's changed, and I know the amount of money that LeBron puts into his body is different than Michael ever was able to do. But that's what impresses me about LeBron. I'm probably always going to lean toward Michael because I'm an old guy. But what LeBron's doing at this age has never been done, and maybe 40 is the new 30, I don't know. But what he's doing right now, Michael was not doing. I think that's really the only argument. You want to get into wins and winning, finals records and stuff like that. You're not gonna touch Michael, but what LeBron's doing is impressive.
Well, shout out to that because I'm not we're probably close to the same age. But I got to give credit to that. Shout out to LeBron because I think a lot of us just get homerish and say, yeah, it's Jordan for sure just because of nostalgia. But you got to look at it objectively. So props to that. Running down the line, coach's kid, LeBron or Michael?
Michael Jordan, baby.
It's that simple.
I'm going to give you a scenario. Game 7, last shot in the finals. I got one guy taking the shot. It's Andre Iguodala. No, I'm kidding. I got LeBron.
Iguodala. That's a mic drop, my friend. I love it. The guy with the glasses. Now, I'm an engineer, so when it comes to the nerd pyramid, I'm pretty close to the top. But I got to give shout out to that analytics that you just dropped on us right there. Props to you, my friend. Thank you. All right, sophomore.
Well, we're done with the 90s.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with LeBron. Probably always will be LeBron. Period.
All right, talking trash to the older guy. I refuse to say that I'm old, but we're out of the 90s. Thank you for reminding us of that.
There's only really one correct answer, and it's pretty simple. I mean, he's the first to do it all in basically every category. His name's LeBron James.
Oh.
I mean, come
Throw
on.
down. I thought you were going to say Andre Iguodala again. I was going to die if you would have dropped that one on me.
I'm going to go LeBron. I would say second best. I'd put Iguodala up there further than Jordan if I'm being 100% honest. But, yeah, give me Braun. We're out of the 90s. We see what he's doing. He's still going. He's the GOAT without a debate, in my opinion.
Oh, man. All right, so let's get away from those two guys and just tell me, do you guys have a player that you watch, that you like, that you try and emulate? And we can start back here and work our way back around.
You can start down there if you want. I say a player like Steph Curry. I think my shot resembles his in a lot of ways, especially from the behind the arc and that three-point line. So he's somebody that I watch his game and try to replicate that.
There we go.
This one might be a little bit of a curveball here, but I got to go Matthew Dellavedova, the Curry stopper, to be honest. I mean, what he did in the finals is unreal, and I love playing defense, so that's why I got to go Dellavedova.
Coach, I can only imagine what the bus rides are like with this crew. That was a great answer. It was good.
I'd probably go with Kevin Durant, just because I'm tall, lengthy, and my shot's above his head, and I kind of like to shoot a pull-up mid-range. Mm-hmm. So that's probably who I would have to go with.
Good one.
I'm going to have to go with Klay Thompson. He's a shooter. I like to think I'm a good shooter. Haven't shown it the last couple games, been in a slump, but Klay Thompson.
Keep shooting, brother. Keep shooting.
I'll go Kyle Korver, Iowa guy. I like to shoot, so we'll go Kyle Korver.
Yeah, coach's kid. That's a coach's kid answer right there.
Well, I got. What am I doing now?
Absolutely.
Modeling my game off after somebody?
How about a coach? Who do you want coaching
a
off?
coach. Man, I should have had some.
Bobby Knight?
Nah, not Bobby. Boy, I don't know. I mean, I'm an Iowa State guy.
Leffler.
So I don't know if it's TJ. I love the way Iowa State plays D. TJ and I don't know if same type of personality, but always been a Cyclone. So I don't know. Fred Hoiberg maybe. I don't know. It would have to be a Cyclone coach, and I'd have to pick one of them. But I don't know if there's anybody really that. Oh, you know what? It would be Bruce Weber, and I know he doesn't have a job right now, but I watched him at a couple coaching clinics, and just his approach to how he prepares is pretty similar to mine, I think. So always had a ton of respect for him, just kind of from afar, and listening to him talk and kind of the way he went about things.
Yeah, I got mad respect for what Iowa State. I'm not an Iowa State fan at all, but I got mad respect for Iowa State and what they're doing this year. But I get so distracted with Otzelberger and those tiny shirts.
Yeah, he could go a size up. He could go a size up.
Can we just get him some bigger sleeves?
Yeah,
maybe?
He's proud though. He's put a lot of work in. I don't know if I'd do that if I was him, but yeah, he's pretty proud.
He's got those schmediums on.
Yeah, the schmediums.
Is that what drip you got rocking on the games, Coach, or what?
No
what's your attire?
schmediums.
No schmediums.
No schmediums.
Are you a tie guy or are you a little?
Yeah, I was a tie guy for probably close to 20 years, and I saw coaches getting away from it, and it was just so much more comfortable without a tie. Yeah. So I've gotten away from it for the last 5-6 years.
All right. I do have an Aaron Ask question, Steve. So, if you can run it. Yep.
Aaron Ask.
So we're good to go then anyway. All right. All right, so here's the explanation, fellas. My wife's name is Erin. When I started doing this thing, she goes, why don't you ask questions that the moms care about? And I said, well, how in the world would I do that? And so she said she would text me questions while I'm doing this thing. So here it is, very benign. What is something you will miss about basketball once the season's over? Coach, and you can participate in this too.
We'll start.
Participate with me?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get sappy, but I've kind of already told you. I mean, this is and as a coach, you love every single one of the kids you coach. I think that's part of the job too, and it's pretty easy to do because you build really strong relationships with them. But again, I've got a boy in this, and I've been a part of the travel experience with that group from the start, and to just think about those guys at the Y League, first, second grade, running around and not knowing what they're doing, and you get to be a part of their lives all the way through. And every one of those kids has a senior banner up on the wall in the gym. So for me, it's moments like this. I enjoy this stuff. I enjoy team meals. I enjoy the burb rides. I enjoy the conversations, the relationships that you get to build with the guys. That's probably what I'll miss the most.
Yeah, I'm going to miss the most probably playing my favorite sport with my best friends that I've been playing the same sport with for pretty much my whole life since kindergarten.
There's moms out there crying right now.
What Rowan said, I played with this group of guys for a long time, and I haven't played much basketball with Gage until probably the last 2 years, and Gage has done just as much as everyone else has. He's been that friend, he's been that guy, and missing the relationships with those guys.
Archer hasn't said anything, but Archer got the AD job this past winter, and so what our rule is that if you are the AD, we don't know if you can coach or not. So if you can't coach, that would probably be the one thing that I'd miss the most, but also the guys. But, like the burb rides, the practices, the games, all those will be missed.
Everyone misses the sport, but really what I'm going to miss is being able to goof around with my friends all throughout the day. I mean, we've been together since we were 6 years old, and, we just love messing around. You've seen what this group does just here on this talk show. I mean, we love giving each other crap, and it's always fun being with these guys, so that's what I'm for sure going to miss the most.
Yeah, I'm playing with the same. Eight of us have been playing together since kindergarten, so that'll be a little sad when that's over with. Old Chance here, I'm playing with him about the last 2 years. Been a great time. A couple juniors, spent a good amount of time with. So I would say the people, missing playing a sport with a bunch of my friends. That's probably what I'll miss the most.
Yeah, I guarantee you, having just had one graduate last year, there's moms out there that are going to watch this, and they're probably not too happy about that question, but we'll live through it. Last question I have for you guys, post-game rituals. What do you guys do after a big win?
Listening to Hotel Motel, baby.
Hotel Motel. I don't even know what that is. Coach, what is Hotel Motel?
It's a song. I don't know who sings it. That really hasn't been the song this year, though. It's been
Broken Window.
It's been
Broken Window Center Aid.
Which I can handle that.
Are there any dances? Is there any big huddle hug thing or?
Spencer likes to do the gritty after every game, and
I would say that's not true. Chance, I probably can't talk about what he does in the locker room on air, so I'm just going to leave it at that for now.
Well, the North Mahaska girls said that their coach did a mean gritty, and I don't know that our viewers know what the gritty is. So can you show us what the gritty is?
Let's see.
They're standing up.
Yeah, right out here. There's plenty of room. Right out here.
I like to say that I hate Gage Chance.
I can see a little bit.
Hey! He just gritted out the camera. All right, and now I've got to ask this question because I'm always trying to push the bar up, Coach. You can respect this. You hit the bar and you got to push it one level higher. Can you gritty?
No. Yes, he can. Well, we got to see one.
Let's push that level up one higher.
All right, let's see that, Coach. Hop up for us. Let's see it. Let's have some fun.
No, one right here.
Let's mix it in with the gritty.
Let's get one.
His hips are 90 years old.
You're gonna leave him with that?
You're already standing. Yeah, here we go. We got it.
What a guy.
Baby. I love it. The bar is here, and now we got to go one level higher. So, yeah. Steve, I don't care if you have questions. We're going to end on that.
I did fail to mention at the beginning when I introduced the team that they are this week's Kelly Style State Farm Team of the Week. They were voted our Team of the Week here on Steve Shetler Media this week. Coach got his 300th win, so it was a big week for Albia boys basketball. I haven't been to Albia for a basketball game in a long time, so obviously you have some fan support. What's the atmosphere like in Albia for a basketball game?
It's pretty loud. We struggled last week against Davis County with actually hearing our point guards call out plays. So it's packed and it's loud.
Nice. Well, obviously you got the fan support voting you the Team of the Week for Kelly Style State Farm Team of the Week. So Albia boys basketball. Guys, thanks for getting up early and making the trip to Sigourney this morning. I know Coach Archer and I were emailing back and forth quite a bit this week to make this happen. So appreciate you making the road trip and have a safe trip home. And thanks so much for coming on today. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before I forget, I almost forgot to get a picture of you guys. Okay, everybody get your best smiles on in 3, 2, and 1. All right, that is Albia boys basketball. You guys are good to go. Appreciate you coming on, and there you're seeing the graphic right now for our Team of the Week, Albia boys basketball. Thank you, guys. Our Team of the Week, and then our Keokuk County Hospital and Clinic's Athlete of the Week, which was Georgia Smith of Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont girls wrestling. So congratulations to Georgia. I know her and her family were very excited that she got our Athlete of the Week. In fact, she got so many votes that if we were to do the Athlete of the Week tournament right now, she would be the number 1 seed in the tournament. So Georgia Smith of EBF Wrestling and Albia boys basketball, our Team of the Week. That will wrap it up. This show went long, but it was a lot of fun. Andy McGuire, as always, doing a great job hosting. And next week, I know we've got Montezuma girls, as I mentioned. We've got, I believe, the English Valley's girls basketball team coming in. We'll get a third segment lined up as well. So tune in next week. We're live from Barn Wired for the sports section each Saturday morning here on Steve Shetler Media.